Welcome to the Rewatch Ryan YouTube channel. My name is Ryan Snelling. I am seated here in front of you today to watch another horror movie for the very first time. Today, it's going to be 1976's Carrie, the original Carrie. I have never, ever seen it before, and you're going to watch me watch it. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe so you can see all the other horror watch-alongs I'm doing. The best way to keep track of all of them is by subscribing, but also going to my Letterboxd profile. Yes, go to letterboxd.com/rewatchryan. There is a horror watch-along list there so you can keep track of everything I've done, but also everything that I will do. Like I said, I've already done a handful of these, and I've been having a good time. I don't know a lot about this movie. I, as you can see from the disclaimer here, don't know a lot about horror movies. Basically what I got, Carrie is a Stephen King adaptation. It stars Sissy Spacek. It's directed by Brian De Palma. And I know the iconic shot of blood oozing down Carrie's head and her entire body. I know that this movie was rebooted or remade, I guess, with Chloe Grace Moretz that came out in 2013. That would have been or should have been the movie that introduced me to Carrie, but I would have been 22, 23, and again, I'm not really into horror, so it's not something I really seeked out. So I just have to assume that the original, the one I'm about to watch, is the more appreciated, the classic horror film, and I don't know if people dig the Chloe Grace Moretz. I could look on Rotten Tomatoes, but I kind of wanted to go in fresh and open-minded, so that's what I assume, though, is that the remake wasn't as good as this original movie. So that's where I am with that. I don't think I've seen any other Brian De Palma movie except for the original Mission Impossible, which is weird. So I'm excited to see what he does with this movie. I also love and appreciate a couple of these movies have been just a tight, like, 80 to 100 minutes, so it's going to be a short and sweet film. I hope it's scary. I mean, I didn't really get scared by The Wicker Man. I'm also hoping that the iconic blood-oozing shot isn't like the final frame of the movie. I mean, that's kind of how The Wicker Man was. The Wicker Man appears in the very last scene or the last sequence, and I didn't really think we got to dive into the horrors of that atmosphere. So I'm hoping that this is a little bit different in that regard. I have to assume that it's going to be creepier and spookier because of Stephen King. But anyway, I don't know what else to expect. I don't know anything else. That's enough intro, enough preamble. Let's watch the original 1976 Carrie. This is kind of like a cold open almost. This is unique. Oh my god. Jesus. Man, my commentary was brought down. Speechless immediately. I forgot John Travolta's in this. Man, this movie immediately shut me up. That's crazy. I feel really bad for her already. I feel like that's the first movie that's done something like that. This cold open and then it goes into this introduction and the opening credits and stuff with the music. Is this the Euphoria high school? Like, that's a lot of Bush. Isn't this supposed to be a portrayal of high school chicks? Man, this kind of stuff really bothers me. Like, bullied kids and stuff, that really, really bothers me. The sexualization of this is kind of weird. I'm not gonna lie. What's up with this? There is no way they do this in the remake. We would have heard about it, right? I mean, that remake came out like a year before I started podcasting. No way that movie came out and did this. We would have known. Oh, here we fucking go. Girls are evil.
What are you doing? What are you doing? She just got her period. Who's got her period? What are you doing? Get out of here. Go on, right now. Move.
Bro, you're dressed like Mario. Alright, relax.
Miss Finch, you said in Cassie, right?
It's Carrie White.
Come in, Cassie.
Carrie.
Go home. Take care of yourself, Cassie. We're all very sorry about this incident.
It's Carrie.
Yeah, call her Cassie again one more time. Call her Cassie one more time.
all sorry about this incident, Cassie.
It's Carrie!
All right, see you later.
Creepy Carrie! Creepy Carrie!
This really is just the beginning of an X-Men film. It's like what James Gunn wanted to do with Superman and Brightburn.
We'll all read these. Excuse me. Please sit down, Mrs. White.
So now Carrie's mom is a wackadoo. I'm sure that's going to help the situation wonderfully. And I can already tell 12 minutes into this, it's going to be extremely satisfying when Carrie inevitably harms this woman. Ugh. I'm sure this interaction is going to be awesome. She's going to think Carrie's like a devil worshiper or a demon or... My daughter had her period? This is why she's bullied and doesn't have any friends.
And first sin was intercourse. First sin was intercourse.
I didn't sin, Mama. No,
Say it.
I didn't sin, Mama!
First sin was intercourse.
First sin was at our cost. First sin was at our cost. Rip her head off. You know, that's a new one. I grew up Catholic. I don't remember periods being a problem, considering they are inevitable.
No! Please let me out, Mama! Please! Let me out, Mama! God!
I cannot wait to watch that woman die a horrifying death. I can't remember the term.
Thank you, Mama.
Of having two planes in focus at the same time. I can't remember what that kind of shot is called, but I do remember De Palma doing that in Mission Impossible. The direction is obviously already very thoughtful, even though part of its thoughtfulness was about sexualization of teenage girls. I mean, in a way, it's kind of what the story's about, but at the same time, it's a little gratuitous. Also, like how the movie instantly gives her powers. We didn't have to wait 40 minutes to get into it like the past couple of horror movies I've watched. That's right, lock her bitch ass out. Bitch is dressed like Mario still.
Class, any criticisms? Anyone?
It's beautiful.
You too, Chris. And spit out that gum.
Where'll I put it, Miss Collins?
You can choke on it for all I care. Just get it out of your mouth.
Everybody's so aggressive in this movie. If that's the secretary from Ferris Bueller
Wipe that smirk off your face, Norma.
as a high school student, let's see if we get her down the line here.
Now, my idea for this little trick you pulled was 3 days suspension
And refusal of your prom tickets.
That was her! The secretary from Ferris Bueller.
Get your knees up! 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Come on, you hot shots! 1, 2.
Can't get away with this. I'm gonna get her. Let her go, Chris.
Stick 'em up your... You get canned for this, you bitch! What? I'm gonna knock you down, do you understand me?
High school is such a serious thing. These problems matter.
I want you to take Carrie White to the prom.
Hey, it's John Travolta.
Hey, give me one of them beers, son. Let's suck on this, huh?
All right. He's drinking PBR.
Oh, shit.
Watch it, you stupid shit! Done shit!
Jesus Christ.
I told you never to call me that.
Why does he have such a dumb voice in this movie? Yeah, he just hit you in the face. Do you remember that?
Billy. Billy. Billy.
How is she saying that?
Billy.
If you don't have a date for the prom next Friday, would you like to go with me?
God, kids are so evil.
Carrie?
I hate Carrie White, as if Carrie has like
Carrie.
ever even spoken to that dumb bitch. Just makes me feel bad.
Just trying to trick me again. Maybe not.
What could you possibly have had in mind?
I thought it would be a good thing for Carrie.
This teacher is all over it, by the way. She's not putting up with any bullshit.
Will you please go?
Not till you say yes.
Why is this so important to you?
I don't know, maybe because, you like my poem.
Okay, I'll go.
Good, I'll pick you up at 8 o'clock. Okay.
I can't tell. I don't think he cares, but at the same time, he's actually doing it, it seems like. I don't know.
No, it's a good joke.
No, it's a good joke.
Look at this.
Look at this.
All these pigs.
That reminds me of that one video where he's looking at the car. Look at this. Oh, would you look at this? What a weird thing to want to do.
Oh, yeah? Come here, piggy. Get her done. You can't do it from standing out here. Get her done, man. Get her done. I can't.
I don't think I knew anyone like this. The fuck? I don't think teenagers are really like that.
What are you going on about, Carrie?
I've been invited to the prom.
Prom?
Yeah, the senior prom, you know.
The lightning.
It's that teacher that called, wasn't it?
Tell that boy you're not going or we're going to move from here.
No.
We'll move from here and you'll never see that boy again.
Get him, please, and talk to me!
Things are gonna change around here.
Wow.
Which? That's Satan's power.
Just keep your tits on, and I'll let you pull the rope.
I guess I get it. So they
Plan to.
killed
I know.
a pig for its blood. Honestly, I can't figure out who's crazier, the kids or the mom. You know, it's kind of unfortunate I know what's going to happen. I mean, I don't know if I would have been like, oh, they're going to pour that blood on her. But I obviously know.
Well, what do you think, huh?
I like it. I think it's terrific.
Look at that. No ruffles at all.
What a random, like, character to explore for 30 seconds.
I can see your dirty pillows. Everyone will.
Breasts, Mama. They're called breasts. And every woman has them.
That's true. Ahead of her time, Carrie. The newspaper clipping, I just noticed that.
I don't want to stay with you, Mommy.
Look, I'll answer the door and I'll tell him that you're sick. I'll tell him that you changed your mind. Sit down and be quiet!
Please take out your mom. I like how the house is always lit. Like, it's not bright at all. It's very dull, and man, this prom is gonna be a huge sequence here. We're almost an hour in. The amount of evil that you have to be to, like, go so far with this. Like, is there no conscience here? Like, he's not gonna turn around from spending time with her or anything like that? I mean, Jesus. She seems pretty normal. I mean, she has the awareness that her mom needs, like, her own comeuppance and to be stood up for. I mean...
Don't bother about them. If they self-destruct, I'll dance with you. Hey, where did you buy that dress? I love it. Carrie? Hi, Miss Collins.
It's just so wild. This plot is so absurd. Like, why would he waste his prom on this? Wow. He's a good actor.
Because you like my poem? Only I didn't write it.
The way they're spinning around to get this shot. You're making me dizzy.
Take your seats, please, and we've got to vote for the king and the queen.
Hey, you're beautiful.
Ugh.
Well, who should we vote for?
I do feel like If her mom really is this big of a wackadoo, she'd be a little bit more concerned with her telekinetic daughter.
Ballots, can I have your ballot, please?
Get all of them? Get them all? Yes. Just start kicking.
That is a lot less blood than I thought it would be.
Tommy Ross and Carrie White.
It's gonna make me sad, but at the same time, I can't wait to see what she does to all these idiots. Man, he's not gonna have any sort of change of consciousness whatsoever. I mean, he is going right along with this. At least she was clean for the picture. What are you looking at? Why am I not following what's happening? Like, was that supposed to depict her changing her mind? I was gonna say, this isn't even funny. How is that even funny? I don't even get it. Wow. That's scary. The bowl of punch. Oh, don't do that to her. Ah! Oh, God! Ah! What's her mother gonna say? God, that bitch sucks. Atta girl. Yeah, she sucked. What an idiot. What's she gonna find? Oh my God, that's scary. You're not gonna shower? Well, there's still time to kill her mom. Oh, God. Ah, stop. Stop caressing her like that.
I should have killed myself when he put it in me. After the first time, before we were married. At first, it was all right. We lived sinlessly. We slept in the same bed, but we never did. Well, all that dirty touching on his hands on me, all over me. I should have given you to God when you were born.
What? Once your mother says, I should have killed you, that's enough grounds to just take her out. I mean, you're about to graduate high school, you got it.
Father, what mean? How did I mean? The kingdom come, thy will be done.
Oh, man. Yeah, die, bitch. Satisfied knowing that she might die at the beginning. Then it wasn't as satisfying because I'm worried about Carrie. But also, it becomes more satisfying again because her mom just intended on killing her and stabbed her and... Yeah. I really don't like that statue. It's a pretty cool effect, though, with the house. I mean, that's pretty cool. That girlie has to live with this massacre for the rest of her freaking life. She sucks.
That she's young enough so that she'll forget all about it in time.
Yeah.
No.
She'll forget all about it. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Ah. Okay, before you get my reaction to Carrie, check out my 30-day free trial of Audible right there. Just scan that QR code with your phone, or you can visit the link in the description down below, audibletrial.com/rewatch. Not rewatch Ryan, audibletrial.com/rewatch, or scan that QR code right there and get 30 days free of Audible on me. It is a great way to support. It is the best way to support everything that I'm doing here on the podcast. You can check out maybe the book that Carrie was based on, which is also called Carrie. Anyway, so my first reaction to Carrie, guys, I really liked this movie. I was emotionally invested throughout. I said at the beginning, it pulls at my heartstrings whenever I see like kids or just like young people coming of age stories where kids are like bullied and bothered, and that really upsets me internally. And I thought Sissy Spacek sold the hell out of this situation, the hell out of this character. And it really did bother me throughout the entire movie. And I really just kind of was rooting for her, wanted the best for her. And I hated the kids. And I think that's the goal in a movie like this. You got to hate the villains. And they were pretty good villains, not going to lie. Because they were just like so far gone, like so evil to concoct this master plan and waste their epic prom night. I know it matters to high schoolers in the moment how big of a night that is for prom, and to just completely waste it on ruining this girl's life. I mean, it's pathetic, and they are just scum of the earth. I don't know, it's like my emotional response. I'm most responsive to a situation in a movie like this of all things. So I really hated them, and it was really satisfying to see them meet their demise. And also the mom. You know, that mom was a really great payoff, because from the get-go, I was rooting for her to be gone. It was a lot more complicated than that. You know, her mom was a crazy wackadoo Christian who told her daughter that she should have killed her when she had the chance, essentially. And the fact that she stabbed Carrie in that moment, I mean, that broke my heart. And I had no idea where we were going once she did that. I thought the scene was actually really effective and really powerful. I love the direction of this film. I love the way that the house looked compared to like when she was at school, the way that it was lit. I mean, it was mostly like candlelit, soft lit and stuff, and it just looked very dull and indistinctive. Only the candles and only like the spiritual stuff stood out, and you really just understood the environment that she grew up in. But that's the crazy thing about Carrie, is that she kind of seemed normal despite all of it. She was able to stand up to her mom, and she was pretty smart to just try to avoid any trouble with the kids, and she seemed pretty normal. I mean, people just were mean and picked on her. And I thought Sissy Spacek did an incredible job. I was a little surprised at how little of a role John Travolta played. I guess I didn't realize where he was in his career. I mean, it's kind of like a Johnny Depp and Nightmare on Elm Street situation. He became John Travolta after this movie, so that was fine. But I guess I expected him to be in it more. I also was surprised that I thought this movie and this story had more of like an origin story aspect, not a superhero, but a villain origin story aspect to it. I guess in a way it did, because this character definitely has a turn and ends up, laying waste to everybody who wronged her. But I guess what I'm saying is I expected them to explore the telekinesis more throughout the movie, and maybe I expected like sort of like a montage where she was trying to like figure out her powers and control her powers. But that's part of the point, is that she never really had control. It came out during rage and fear, anger situations, and so I really appreciate that. And it was just a part of the story, but it wasn't the entire story. The story was that this poor girl was getting picked on, and this group of kids couldn't go to prom, and they took it out on her, and they met their demise. And genuine scares. I jumped out of my seat. You saw me. I jumped out of my seat when Carrie's arm reached out and grabbed the girlie from the coals. I just thought that this was actually super well done, super well executed, very quick, by the way. I mean, when we showed up to prom 55 minutes in, I had no idea what we were going to be doing. Time well spent. I thought it built upon itself very well. I was very empathetic to the good characters, and I really, really hated the bad characters. And yeah, I just thought it was very thoughtful. Brian De Palma's really interesting together. I'm glad that we saw this story through his eye. I am a little bit more curious to watch the remake. I want to see what they added new to it, and I want to know why it may or may not be held in higher regard. I don't know. I haven't heard anybody talk about the remake of Carrie since it came out, so I'm going to assume that this is still solidified as the go-to, the GOAT, the classic. And yeah, again, I am very excited. It's right on trend. I love the horror movies that have a solid narrative, a solid story to build upon, and I just thought the tension and everything really, really worked. So the direction and Sissy Spacek really carried me through this movie. It's one of my favorite Stephen King adaptations, hands down. I love this movie. Let me know what you think of this movie down below as well. And that's going to be it for this watch along. Let me go on and pull up my Letterboxd. You can go to letterboxd.com/rewatchryan and find the list of horrors to watch along. Up next is the 1978 Philip Kaufman directed film Invasion of the Body Snatchers, starring Donald Sutherland and Jeff Goldblum, Leonard Nimoy. I am very excited to watch this movie because I think the premise is super, super cool. So with that said, guys, stay tuned. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. You can find me again on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Letterboxd, @RewatchRyan. I will see you when I watch Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Until then, bye-bye.